Hi, and welcome to another episode of Hot Takes with me, the Silver Fox. And we have said many times on this channel that one of the reasons you don't want grown men going into women's changing rooms is the risk of them exposing themselves and being close to children. And a lot of people have said, oh, this wouldn't happen, blah, 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 and given a load of basically, crapola answers to this point. But then we have a story like this, in which a grown man goes into a lady's changing room and exposes himself to children. And the reason is he now calls himself Rachel and identifies as a woman. Well, this woman ain't no woman. And he's being charged with indecent exposure. Thank heavens somebody is seeing common sense. Let's look at this story. Because of the subject matter, the words on the screen I'll have to cover, and there's certain words I can't use. YouTube dislikes certain terms. They say they're unhelpful. It's the censorship. So I will describe the headline, and you'll see from the story what it's about, but they don't like the headline. So it's transgender woman is charged with indecent taking off of clothes in front of very young people, and basically doing this in a YMCA changing room, locker room, and exposing everything he has below the waist to three children on separate occasions. And so this guy, Darren Glines, who identifies as female, but of course he's male, and he was charged with 3 counts of this kind of exposure at the Y in Xenia in Ohio. And women have accused Glines of exposing his bits on 3 separate occasions between 2021 and 2022, with one incident involving 3 very young people being around at the time. So we're going to go in and have a look at this now. As you see, I obviously have to cover up this, but we'll go in. But it just goes to show these people, they do exist, and anyone who says it isn't something that happens is obviously wrong. But here we go. So a transgender woman, a man, has been charged with 3 counts of this particular crime. According to the criminal complaint, women at the Y reported seeing an undressed male in the female locker room, with one incident occurring while those young people were there. Xenia Council President Williams Urschel said that one of the women who filed the complaint was allegedly informed by an employee at the Y that Glines identifies as a woman, so she shouldn't be disturbed by this. Unbelievable. She should totally be disturbed at a man exposing his gender to young girls. Now, he wants to call himself a woman, that's fine. But while he's still got those attached, he's a man and will always be a man. And then when you have an employee saying, no, it's quite acceptable for a man to expose himself to children, that employee absolutely needs to be fired and never work with children again. The owners of that Y, the organisation, the Y itself, should be prosecuted, because that is encouraging. Well, you know exactly what that's encouraging. It's grooming at least, but it's also when the official position of the Y is that it's acceptable for grown men to do this to children. It makes you wonder about the Y. Anyway, Urschel recently recounted the story at a Greene County Tea Party meeting with attendees audibly laughing. The rest of the City Council released a statement saying that Urschel's comments were his own and that charges filed against Glines were through the Xenia Police Division's own investigation. Urschel is complaining about it and saying that actually his position is that this shouldn't happen, and he's complaining that people at the Y are saying that it's acceptable, and the rest of the council are saying that Urschel is wrong. So the council are also going along with the fact that they agree that a grown man should be allowed to expose himself to children. The people in Xenia, Ohio, need to seriously think about who they're voting for. Because if this is who they're voting for peas. They're voting for groomers, and they're voting for people who want access to children, who want men to have access to children. Well done to Williams Urschel for standing up and highlighting this, and a shame on every single member of that council in Xenia, Ohio, who applauded and laughed and said, no, but the Y are great and the Y is excellent and this should be encouraged because it shows us being inclusive. It is degenerate and it is disgusting. The YMCA of Greater Dayton said in a statement that they would continue to comply with the law while also ensuring the privacy and safety of all members. Well, that is quite clearly a lie. He said, under no circumstance will we investigate an individual's birth identity and then assign individuals to locker rooms, the Y said. So the YMCA is saying that it is not, and it absolutely is refusing to safeguard the safety of children. That tells you all you need to know about the YMCA. They're not child safety, let's put it this way. They are predatory peas, every single one of them. If they refuse to protect children from grown men, they are groomers and they are peas, and that is what the YMCA is. And there is no excuse otherwise for saying anything other than that. They are refusing to safeguard children. Local residents, however, have said they're worried that allowing transgender men in the women's locker room would risk the safety of children. And we've just seen that that is absolutely right. It's happening. Kia Coates, who told WHIO, must be the local television series channel there, I'm not judging nobody, that's not my business, but that is a family place and it doesn't make me feel comfortable, or at least that it's a safe place. Another woman outside the YMCA told a local outlet, whatever gender you want to be, that's fine, that's your own personal taste or whatever, but you don't have to involve our young people. According to the Xenia Municipal Court records, Glines is due to appear in court on February the 6th. That's hopes he gets charged. Well, he's charged. Let's hope he gets convicted. It's 3 counts. He can do a lot of time in jail. He goes onto a register for the rest of his life, and joining him on that register should be every member of the Ohio Council there, the Xenia Council, who supported him, and everyone in the YMCA, every single member, because you know now that the YMCA exists to provide children to grown men. That's what the YMCA is for. Thank you very much for listening. I'm coming up and we're rounding off on this disgusting tale of degradation and filth that is the YMCA. What is a shame is that the Village People song YMCA was always a banger. Everyone got up and danced to it. You know, it was one of those, you go to a nightclub, I mean, I'm too old for that now, but nightclubs and parties and things, everybody got up and danced to that and did the arm actions. You can't do that anymore because the YMCA now is an organisation that's pro-P. It's a grooming organisation. It is there to provide children to grown men. And we know that because not only are they doing it, they're now backing the men. They're now refusing to safeguard the children. And they're saying that this is acceptable. And anyone who complains is an ist and a phobe. You're not an ist and a phobe when you stand up for the rights and freedoms and safety of the most vulnerable members of society. When you're standing up to safeguard children from predatory males who are exposing themselves, you're not an ist and a phobe. It is not only a legal right to do this, it is a moral imperative. It is a moral and ethical obligation to stand up, to say no, and to fight against this madness. But of course it's all part of that Marxist ideology where they're trying to normalise the P. It will never be normalised. I can feel the bile rising, so I'm going to stop. It's up to the people of Dayton, Ohio to change their council. They need to know exactly what these people are like. But I think the authorities need to go in and investigate the Y from top to bottom, root and branch. It needs to be completely eviscerated. Probably a banned organisation now. Certainly everybody needs to know what this organisation is and what it stands for. But I'll stop. Thank you very much for listening. If you like what you're seeing here on the channel, hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. Ring that bell for notification of future output. Leave a like, leave a comment. Please share the video. And until next time, stay safe, stay well, protect your children, and goodbye.